This story really bothers me, and I hate to hear when we have people within our community will pull an evil stunt like this. So you have a mother by the name of Keiauna Lynnette Davis, 27 years old. Now, she was working at her place of employment, Dollar General, and she was discussing about her income tax return because she had received $3,000, and someone brought her the money. Co-worker's name was Laya Whitley. Now, she got on the phone and she called two more thugs, and that's exactly what they are, Dane J. Taylor and Kaijin Scott. That's who she called. Conspired to get Keiauna Davis robbed of her $3,000 by telling them about the money. And so the plan was, we need to rob her when she get off of work. So while she had got off of work, and this happened at 2:50 p.m. to broad daylight, they were stalking her in the car. They followed behind her. They got in front of her, and Dane Taylor, he was the driver. Kaijin Scott got out of the car, and he stuck a gun to Keiauna Davis, demanded the money. There was a struggle. He shot one time, didn't hit her at the time period, still was struggling, shot at her again, it hit her in the hip. He got the money, and he drove off. He gave the driver $800, and he brought the rest of the money to the co-worker at the dollar store who arranged everything. Now, isn't that something that's just very sick? I can't stand people like that. You want to sit there and kill a person for $3,000? $3,000 is no money. It is not any money. But to some people, they'll kill you for $100. The thing is, we in our community have to get these people out of our community. Even when Tariq Nasheed had posted his 1804 documentary, and shout out to him, the first thing that they got rid of was the sellouts and the coons. And I said this a long time ago. Any person that's going to harm black people, they need to get out of our community. We need to call them out, and we can't coddle them. A lot of us in our community will coddle the thugs. We will make excuses for the hood rats. I've posted so many videos about that, and they get upset. They get mad with me when I talk about that. Listen, if I as a black man can't talk about the issues in my own community, who else could talk about it? If them Fox News talk about it, you're going to get pissed off and say they're being racist because they just talk about black folks and they don't care about black people, which I agree with that. So why is it that we can't talk about it? We can't allow these little thugs and hood rats in our community to be killing people, and then we don't speak up about it ourselves. Listen, racism and white supremacy is important. Yes, it is. But we got to deal with that. And even Minister Farrakhan said we got a war on two fronts. We got to deal with white supremacy, and we got to deal with those in our own community who's trying to harm and hurt us. If we don't have the hood rats and thugs to deal with, we got black people who sound just like a racist against us. Think like a racist, talk like a racist. So we got to deal with all that at the same time. That makes it so stressful to be a black person. This girl did not deserve to lose her life. Not for no money. I mean, come on. So now you got two children who don't have her mother anymore. You have two children who don't have their mother anymore. And for $3,000. This is why I tell people, I live by this code. You don't discuss money with nobody. You don't tell people at your job about any kind of money you're getting or receiving. You don't show money online. You don't show your guns online. You don't do any of that. Some things you need to keep to yourself. Some information you need to keep to yourself. Don't trust your coworkers. You don't know them people like that. That girl was a straight hood rat she was talking to, because only hood rats have thug enforcers. I told you guys that over the years. Hood rats and thug enforcers go hand in hand. That's why she picked up the phone to call them to do something like that. Because anybody rational would be like, man, I'm not going to do some crap like that. What's wrong? I'm going to go shoot and kill somebody for $3,000? And in their mind, when they went done that, because this is how it goes, I'm supposed to pull a gun on her, she'll give me the money, I'm going to take off. But no, they end up killing this young woman. And they all three of them got charged, which was great. Let me read you the charges. Driver was charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and homicide and weapons violation. The hood rat chick at the Dollar General who set up the whole robbery, she was charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and homicide and criminal use of a communication device. The guy that actually pulled out the gun, the darker skinned male that we showed you earlier, he was charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and homicide and tampering with evidence. So translation, all three of them gone, and which they should be. Because the thing is, people in our community is doing these crimes, they're no earthly good. And we have to stop coddling them. When we talk about building a better community, we can't build a community with them. I don't care what none of y'all say. And see, the problem when I talk about this issue is a lot of us have people just like that in our families. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of us got some sort of thugging going on with a family member or some hood rat behavior. And so you have a soft side. Now, just because you have someone who could be more hood ratish or thuggish don't mean they committing crimes. I understand that. But we talking about the ones who are committing crimes, the ones who are harming us in our community. We can't build better communities with them. We can't. We have to say, you know what? Let's take the good black men and black women in our community, and that has nothing to do with economics or how much you have or resources you have, just the decent people that want to do something great. We have to separate ourselves to do something great. We cannot coddle that. Anything that you want to work good, you can't put bad things around it. Now, I'm not saying people can't change, but if they don't want to change, we can't do that. And the problem is with our community, we trying to hold on to people like this who's killing people in our community and try to fight racism and white supremacy at the same time. We can't do that. We have to understand that we are literally in a war constantly. War for our mind, war for our finances, war for our lives. So we don't have time to play with people that look like us that's going to harm any of that. Just because this young girl got her income tax, she lost her life. That's why I can't stand income tax time. Me personally, I don't get an income tax. I always owe the IRS. But, you know, to those who do get an income tax, don't tell people what you get. Don't do that. 'Cause especially some coworker you don't know. Don't think you know them because you don't. Because you don't know people like that. Just keep things like that to yourself. If this young girl would have just not said anything and not had her grandmother bring her $3,000 up there to the store, then she'd probably be alive today. That money could have stayed in her bank account until she got off. I mean, shoot, she was working. Why she need $3,000 in her pocket? I don't carry cash. So nobody can come up to me and try to steal some money from me because I don't carry it. My money be in the bank. That way, if something happened to my money, they can put it right back. And I tell most people that on type of money you see me carry in my pocket is haircut money. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. This story is extremely sad. 2 kids don't have their mom. And like I said, but once again, I am just so sick and tired of those in our community who are exhibiting this hood rat and thug behavior, harming and killing other black people.